to them niggas that said I would never be shit. Flow so cold, when I spit I got them seasick. They can't see me, they should focus more. I do it to the roof gone, like the dog with no vocal cords. Keep a magazine in case I have to show a boy trip. I had you bagged up like you from the grocery store. I'm 42, they need me more than they hate me. The streets ain't safe, so the burner don't got a safe. They tell me don't do it, but I don't never learn. Put that fire to your head, and I ain't talking about no perm. Ain't nobody gave me shit. Anything I got, I earned. Yeah, I got them slick words, but I'm really about them verbs. And I still be on them curbs like an hourglass shaped bitch. When I move to work, I hustle hard like it's game 6. Real nigga, I don't fake shit. Never. No squares in my circle, stay the same, never shake shit. 1 for the homies, 2 for the liquor, 3 for the cheese, ½ for the switches. We gon' add this money, divide these bitches. And if we have to, we gon' subtract these niggas. Shit. 1 for the homies, 2 for the liquor, 3 for the trees, ½ for the switches. We gon' add this money, divide these bitches. And if we have to, we gon' subtract these niggas.
These my niggas, that's how we ruling this shit. Running, smoking blunts, pumping pump, and punking chumps. That's how we doing that shit. Fucking niggas up, fucking niggas up real bad.
The hearts of man be coated in icicles. What you need a hug, what you need a little tickle. I keep loose change, you know I keep a nickel. Played it 4-5 that'll have your hospital. Blow the whistle, foul on the play. This nigga out of bounds, he working for the DA. Trying to get a deal, fake hating on the real. You know I'm trying to eat, you know, stack a few meals. I'm alright, I ain't sick, the flow's ill. Run circles on the track, I don't treadmill. Bring the shit to life, most time it gets killed. You in the presence of a G, so respect Neil. Don't put your life in jeopardy. Fear factors when your face in front of the semi. Family's view when your wheels cost a fortune. And I'm focused, man. Machine in motion. Don't drill. Ain't nobody else spitting like this. Down to come from the shoulders in the hill. Leather seats, wood grain on the wheel.
I got sucker repellent on me, homie. Now what you saying? I represent the city. Come on, I know we ain't playing. Why you looking mad? Cause your baby mama a fan. I don't do the perking, no baby. I don't do Zans. I was pushing down Gary, headed right to the turf. These niggas looking shady, could tell they was on alert. Then I hit the USA, cause I know the clerk. Used to be at All-Star 2, we sold the work. I keep money on my mind and all my niggas do. Fly in with a gang, yeah, we the fucking truth. Mafia bros, put on a Dre, this ain't nothing new. And when I step up in the spot, these niggas better move. Yeah, a blind nigga said he see me on the top. A deaf nigga said he heard this when it's drop. I'm a guy that don't stop from the cream of the crop. Janitor, pop up on the scene with a mop. I get green from above, they on my D by the flock. In the trap, what you need, homie? Trey or the rock, don't get seen by the cops. And you gotta pay the game to put your feet on this block, nigga. Don't trip, ain't nobody else bustin' like this. That's why your bitch tryna function with the crib. I keep some blue tips loaded in the clip. Don't trip, ain't nobody else spittin' like this. Politicking niggas sticking to the script. That's why your bitch tryna function with the cribs.
Don't drill, ain't nobody else spitting like this. Down to come from the shoulders in the hill. Leather seats, wood grain on the wheel. Don't drill.
Yeah, I probably got the longest intro ever. Shout out to Lil Tragic, YD the Vet, them songs that I use for my intro. Any guys, you already got a question, what's up? Got a question for you not related to the moon. Alright, shoot. We'll get this off with a question and answer real quick. Before you answer that question, what I was saying is every time I do an opening, I'm going to do a different Pomona rapper on my opening. You know what I'm saying? Definitely from the South. If I get anybody else after that, I'm with it. They give me their music. Anybody from Pomona whose music, I just keep adding in. Anyway, any guy, what's your question? Blue and gold. Basically blue. We go off our high school colors, which was blue and gold. But basically blue. Oh, but you said hood colors. But besides, we all go off the. Everybody goes basically off what their high school colors was. That's usually how it ends up. If a school is red, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be basically Damu. Their colors is gonna be red and black. I think was Pomona High's. Anisha's was powder blue, I think, and damn, I can't think of the other color. I want to say I don't think it was gray, but it was powder blue and something else. And ours was blue and gold. So, as you can see in the title, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I had something to speak on him about what he has said about UFOs. He's an astrophysicist. He studies the stars. He studies the space, the universe, all that. It's a lot of them. I don't think they're telling the truth of what they're seeing, and I'll show that. I just have a couple clips of what he speaks. He says one thing and says another. Before I get to that, though, I don't know who looks at trials, or if anybody have been up on the Ahmaud Arbery trial, or the other, what is it, Kyle Rittenhouse. Me, myself, I like to look at trials. You get interesting shit. Rittenhouse, he probably not going to get that much time because the only witness that did live basically attacked him. The Arbery trial, that's a little different. That's going to be a little different. 11 white jurors and 1 black in Georgia. You know, but where they messed up is chasing the man down. What's up with you, devil? But let me shout out, man, really everybody that came in here. You know what I'm saying? Vibing, as usual. Western Ave, what's up with you? What's up with your Crystal Brim? OG Classic Jones, Henny God, Miss 702. My Southside cousin, what's up, Compton? I see you. Henny God. And Big Dev. Yeah, so I got a couple videos that I'm going to show as well. But as I was saying about the trials, man, you have to get into it and look at that shit. That's one thing I like. I think the longest ones I've looked at is Ray Caruth, which was crazy. How Ray Caruth did his girl, she was pregnant, man, and the boy had to just be there and got all that time. Western Ave, what's up with you? I see you in here. But I'm not going to hold this up too long, man. I want to get into this interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, man. It just what he says, and I'm just going to break it down. Everybody else has that ability to break certain people down or all that. I'm not looking for no... I just think what I believe in this UFO game, that somebody should start telling the truth of what people seeing, whether other people believe it or not. That's up to them. But he contradicts himself, and that's where the problem I come in at. If you're gonna say one thing and you're down with what you're saying is true, you still have some skepticism, and I'll show that in the 2 different interviews that he's in. But we're gonna bring this up. We're gonna go through it, you know, and I'll just break down some that I see in it before I get into the what he's saying is not out there. We're not seeing it, you know. But
In your face.
Yes, you are.
In your face.
Ouch.
Okay, I got nothing for this week. Anything bugging you?
All right, well, good. I'm glad. I'm sure you have something.
okay, so let me get this. He got a show called Star Talk. And I guess the dude here is Chuck Nice or whatever. He's supposed to be a comedian, you know. And I get it that you're going to be an astrophysicist and you got comedians on there. But we talking about some real life, you know, things that's happening. If you see how Chuck Nice takes this situation, and I'll just run it and let y'all see what I'm talking
But
about.
here's the deal. It's impossible for you to have nothing but.
Bitch.
Hold on, whose birthday is it? That Henny God? Happy C Day there, Henny God. For sure. Have a drink on me. But let's get back into this.
True, that is true, but I just want to break
Right.
from having to
But
think this stuff
so
up.
here's the thing. An
is
inordinate number of people online want to know about UFOs, which to me, I'm like, how does a scientist talk about UFOs? Because the
Well, just to be clear, could you quantify inordinate?
yeah, well,
Isn't there an inordinate number of people online that believe anything?
But this is here. This is the part where I don't get the comedian dude that he has to make this part so extravagant. The way that he has to move his body and all that when he says this.
you know what? We are talking the internet, so yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
Because they find each other.
Yes, they do. They create communities. They get together
Yeah.
and they breed, and as a result,
Breed.
the world suffers. So that it's unfortunate,
Okay.
but that's what happens. But you're absolutely right. So that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You see the same thing happen with conspiracy theories. You see the same thing happening with, vaxxers, or I should say anti-vaxxers. And with the UFOs, the thing is, no matter what, they have already made up their mind. We have been visited. There is life outside.
Yup. Both of them. Yup. We'll
of
keep
our
going.
solar system. Aliens are among us.
Now see, the nigga didn't have to do all that. All you had to do was just say, homie, they among us. You don't have to do all that with your neck and all that shit, bro. I didn't appreciate that shit. Because you're telling a motherfucker like me that I'm a lie. I don't like that shit. Let's keep going.
Crop circles, all this stuff. And my thing is like, if it weren't for movies, none of this crap would exist. All of this crap comes out of movies. It's Hollywood. Hollywood has fueled our obsession with UFOs and alien life, and I really believe that. But you being a scientist, I'm interested. What do you guys in your community, looking out into space for your entire life, how do you view UFOs?
First of all, I love me some aliens.
See, now that's some sarcastic shit the way that he said it. And like I say, I be pissed about it because I really believe in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, when you do see it, just say Goob said, yup. Just let me be one of the motherfuckers that you say. I be talking to hood people because you ain't gonna see too much with all the lights and the glare of a big city. But come out to these deserts and all that shit, you'll see something different. We'll continue.
And nobody doesn't love the aliens.
Okay.
All right? That would be a discovery of all of civilization. If aliens showed up and we sat down and had tea with them. Actually, if they showed up and we did anything with them,
Right.
whether or not we serve tea. So
Most likely they would serve tea while they eat us.
See this.
See, that's that sarcastic bullshit I'm talking about.
In the movie Arrival, which I recommend, it has some strong points
Cool
in
movie.
it. It's a cool movie, yeah. The aliens come and they have these pods positioned all around the world. By the way, the hubris of us to imagine that aliens.
Hold on. Remember what he just said. The hubris in us. I'm finna give you a definition of the hubris that he's saying. That what you telling me as an intelligent person, this is what I am and this is how I think. Because you're saying, as humans, the hubris in us. Listen.
Would care about us or be curious about us.
Right.
That's hubris.
There we go. Excessive pride or self-confidence and or arrogance. That we would believe something out there could be better than us or have more technology than us. That's what he's telling us. We'll continue.
We're so interesting that another species that can travel across the galaxy is going to study our behavior. When you're walking down the sidewalk and you see a worm, do you pause and say, gee, I wonder what that worm is thinking? Gee, let me figure out how this works. No.
No, you put it on a hook and you go get dinner.
So just to believe that we are so interesting, that something as advanced as a civilization with flying saucers to cross the galaxy would sit there and want to analyze us. So
Yeah, they sure would. Yeah, because we dumb enough to fuck this planet up, which is going to fuck up the whole universe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they checking us out. They seeing what the fuck we going to do. See, if he was smart, he would tell people that when they first started seeing UFOs was after we first dropped an atomic bomb. Why? Because the atomic bomb ain't just gonna fuck up this planet. If Russia did an atomic bomb on us and we did one on Russia, this whole fucking planet is gone. Period, point blank. Ain't nobody gonna win in that war. Ain't nobody gonna win. That's why the motherfuckers come and see how are we dumb enough as a race. And he'll say it in another episode that's gonna be on here. He's gonna actually say it. And if y'all wait long enough, you'll see it. You'll hear him say the shit. He knows the shit, he's just not telling us. And that's the fucked up part about our government. They don't want to tell us. So what they want to have is a panic. Or they don't want to panic. But when the motherfuckers start coming more and more like they're doing right now, we're not getting this many. When have we got this many videos almost every other day of videos of UFOs? But I'm going to let him go on and continue to talk.
So that's hubris, okay? So there's that. But also, consider how many photographs are taken every day. Everybody's got a smartphone, right? Almost everybody. High resolution. And if you're not taking a photo, you're taking a video. And so if there's something unusual and interesting, you're taking a video of that. We have video of stuff you never got videos of before. Like cops beating up black folk, okay? Right. I grew up.
I'm going to just leave that there. Did that have anything to do with this? Okay. Some people may see it different.
This happened all the time.
Right.
Nobody had video.
Nobody had video of
it. It was cops' word against the black person's word. We now have video of everything that was once rare.
And it still makes no difference.
Chuck editorializing.
I'm sorry, I just
during
had to
the
throw that
explainer
in.
video. I'm just stating the situation. So you'd think an alien encounter would be rare, but you've got a smartphone and you can stream it. In the old.
And that's what people are doing. They've been doing it, streaming it, putting it on phones. How you think I got these videos that's coming up? They've been doing it. They're doing it almost every day, every other day now. I'm getting more and more videos. I just ain't did a whole bunch of Back of the Moon series, but I got videos backed up. I'm gonna just use a few at a time.
Old days when people said, "Did you take pictures of the alien that abducted you?" Yeah, but they stole the film, or I got the film home and the whole roll was blank because the alien zapped it or whatever. So it's a recording device, but a streaming device is not a recording device. So you can live stream whatever is happening. All right. So you would expect, given how many reports of abductions there were,
Right.
of decades past, that somebody would have that on, that'd be posted by now, and it hasn't been. So this
Did y'all just catch what he said? If not, I'll rewind it. He said that nobody has videotaped the abduction. How many people have got kidnapped and abducted and they ain't videotaped their own abduction, but they gone? They did and gone. They had a cell phone. They took the phone or did whatever, but that just didn't make no sense. I'm gonna let y'all hear that one more time, because it didn't make any sense.
So you'd think an alien encounter would be rare, but you've got a smartphone and you can stream it. In the old days when people said, "Did you take pictures of the alien that abducted you?" Yeah, but they stole the film, or I got the film home and the whole roll was blank because the alien zapped it or whatever. So it's a recording device, but a streaming device is not a recording device. So you can live stream whatever is happening. All right. So you would expect, given how many reports of abductions there were,
Right.
of decades past, that somebody would have that on, that'd be posted by now, and it hasn't been. So this leads me to think strongly that people's imaginations got the better side of their life experience when they came back to report on having been abducted. Okay? So there's that. So that's aliens. That's just aliens. But how about UFOs? So you see something flying, and it's something you don't know what it is. And let me just say, I was going to tweet this too. Maybe I should. I was going to say,
You should have tweeted it. I follow you on Twitter. You should have tweeted it.
the fact that you don't know what it is not evidence that you know what it is. All I'm asking for is, among the 6 billion images and videos uplifted to the internet,
Boy, I'm gonna have to hurry up and get some moderators. Ain't nobody else see that shit, or was it just me?
internet every day that are high resolution. It'd be nice if a few of them had an alien getting out of their spacecraft. Or you going up to greet the, give me some footage of that.
Not sure if anybody caught that, but he said if you take videos, he will want to see why we don't have pictures of them getting out of their craft. Most videos are filmed of them going across the sky. I understand you want $1 million for $1, but like I say, I don't have nothing against Neil Degrasse Tyson, nothing at all. I just think that he should be a little more truthful, because he is, and he understands it. I understand that he understands it, but he doesn't want to say that UFOs are there. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to say it. But basically, he says it in the second video. But I'm going to continue to let this go. Appreciate everybody that's came in here. Shout out Cowboy. Henny God, you ain't faded yet? What is 11:46? What side of the coast you on, Henny God? West or the east? All right, but we'll get back to this, y'all.
some high-res videos. But you don't have that. What you have is, lately, fuzzy Navy video, monochromatic. And so you're telling me that aliens are only revealing themselves to the Navy.
Well, that's not a bad place to start. They do have the best uniforms.
Plus, if the aliens are everywhere, but do you know how many planes when we're in full
Vibing. I understand that. I'm gonna show that they get erased or whatever. That's a cold thing, but no matter what, if they continue to try, excuse me, they continue to try to hide it though. It's coming out. Everything comes out the closet sooner or later. Sooner or later, it's gonna come out. They just, what would you say, postponing it? But they have no control of that that's in our skies right now. The government don't have no control over that. When they want to show themselves, they're gonna show, and the government's not gonna do nothing but what? You can try to cover it up. You can't cover up shit you can't stop. You can't do nothing to.
flying mode. You know how many planes are crisscrossing this planet every minute?
Right.
All right. If there were aliens all over the place, this would be like a major hazard for airplanes.
My bad, idiot. My bad.
Okay, and we'd be seeing them all the time. All right, so we take this one case out of tens or hundreds of thousands, and it's a weird thing, and nobody can explain it, and all of a sudden, everybody can explain it. So that's the, I don't know what it is, but therefore I know what it is. So, by the way, we as scientists, we'd love to meet the aliens. I have no problems with this. We just need better evidence than your credible witness. I just need better evidence than your fuzzy video. But anyhow, I'm...
Now, remember he says we need credible evidence. Now, I want you to look at this next video that's going to be with him. He gives the credible evidence himself. He's going to tell us the incredible evidence that he knows. He just doesn't have the ability to say, yeah, they ride to us. But he does in so many words.
ready for them. Bring them on. And it just seems to me if we'd be visited, more than the Navy would notice it. That's all I'm saying. And you think the government is keeping secrets? First, you think the government is competent enough to keep such a secret? If we were stockpiling aliens, you don't think a cell phone image is going to get out of Area 51?
Something will get out.
You don't really?
Right.
Really? Do you really think the government is that competent? Really? Anyone who's worked for the government knows differently. And of course the government tries to keep secrets. Of course they try, but anything as juicy as an alien.
See, cowboy? And that's what I'm speaking about him. But on this subject here, I have to make a conclusion of, because right now we're hearing one side, and he says it on the other side, but he doesn't say it in the totality, which I can't understand, knowing what he knows that there is it. He basically says it, but he doesn't say it because he still keeps avoiding it, like he's doing in this interview.
Alien? Plus, if aliens are on their way, do you know how many telescopes we have pointing up to the night sky?
Right.
Do you realize how much the night sky is being monitored by people other than human beings? Also, do you realize we have cameras pointing downward? You know, Google Earth are downward pointing cameras, okay?
So, did y'all catch that little part? When he said there's cameras others than humans. He knows it's to computers. If our advancement is to computers and they can do that, he'll say it. I'm just going to let it go.
Right? If aliens are landing and taking off, we would have footage. So instead of asking, how come scientists don't agree that what you can't identify is alien, try to think differently about it and ask, if they were aliens visiting Earth, what would that be like? Somebody would see it, somebody would have photographed it, would have ended up in Google Earth, it would show up in many more airplanes, given how many airplanes fly around the Earth every single hour. Or just think that through. The absence of that.
See, and that's one of the parts where I say he's wrong, because they are seeing them on planes. We are seeing them on the ground. I'm showing the videos of them. They're not from here. Whatever they are, they're not from here. We don't have that technology. Exactly. But he does say it, and that's where I'm not. I'm just saying that a person like me that listen to his words, if I wasn't smart enough to understand you, that you're contradicting yourself, then I wouldn't really believe in what I believe in that's out there. And I don't got a college degree. I don't got none of that. I got enough smarts to know that what he's going to say in this second one makes me even believe it more. He just doesn't say it. That's the only thing I
level
have.
of supportive evidence, for me, is very strong against the alien interpretation of something you can't identify in the night sky.
All right, just a couple of thoughts. One.
So now I want y'all to really listen to them. This is another lecture that he does. Now, if you remember what he said in the first interview with the comedian, and it was all about joking and all that. This is where he gets serious. And this is where he speaks that shit. This is where he lets you know, but he's just not saying it. And I understand somebody in the comments said, well, they get rid of us if you talk too much about it. But bro, if you don't talk nothing about it, they know it's there. You just don't want to scare society. Society gonna be scared when they see more and more and more, or they're gonna be more comfortable because they know they're out there anyway. But
One that's sort of deeply
listen to us.
cosmic, and another one that is fascinatingly disturbing, I think. You'll be the judge of this. Consider a couple of fundamental facts that has been gleaned in the past 60 years. That the ingredients, if you had asked your chemistry teacher 50 years ago, once you looked at that mysterious chart of boxes that sat in front of your class, the periodic table of elements, where did those elements come from? The chemistry teacher would actually not have an answer for you. They'll say, well, you dig them out of the air. That's not where they come from. It took modern astrophysics to determine the origin of the chemical elements. We observe stars, we know what goes on in their center, they explode, laying bare their contents. And what we have discovered is that the elements of the periodic table, that which we are made of, derive from the actions of stars that have manufactured the elements, exploded, scattered their enriched guts across the galaxy, contaminating or enriching gas clouds that then formed a next generation of stars populated by planets and possibly life. And so when you look at the ingredients of the universe, the number one ingredient is hydrogen. Next is helium.
Now y'all really got to listen to what he's saying right here. This is the makeup of the human body.
Next is carbon. hydrogen, helium, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. Those are the top ingredients in the universe. And you say, well, okay, that's kind of cool. Well, and you look at Earth, because we like thinking of ourselves as special. We say, oh, we're special. Well, what are we made of? Well, what's the number one sort of molecule in the body? It's water. It's water. Well, what's water made of? H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. In fact, if you rank the elements in the human body, with the exception of helium, which is chemically inert, useless to you for any reason other than just to inhale it and sound like Mickey Mouse, you can't die from helium unless that's all you breathe. Number one in the human body is hydrogen. Matches the universe. Number two is oxygen. Matches the universe. Number three, carbon. Matches the universe. Number four, nitrogen. Matches the universe. And for each of us, the fifth element, other, is the same in both places. Okay? Other. So, we learned in the last 50 years that, of course, not only do we exist in this universe, it is the universe itself that exists within us. And had we been made of some rare isotope of bismuth, you would have arguments, hey, we're something special. But there are people who are upset by that fact, saying, well, will that mean we're not special? Well, I think it's special in another kind of way. Because when you look up at the night sky, it's no longer we're here and that's there. It's that we are part of that. And that association, for me, is actually quite enlightening and ennobling and enriching. In fact, it's almost spiritual. Looking up at the night sky and finding a sense of belonging, given what we've learned about the night sky. And so now we have ourselves. Now, are we alone in the universe?
See, now he's going to get to the point that he spoke on in the last interview, or the more recent one. This one's older than the one that was first. The first one, I think, is with his new podcast, Star Talk. Shout out to his podcast. You know what I'm saying? I listened to it. Like I say, this is just one that when I seen it, I remember him saying something, because this is where a lot of people know that I talk about how many stars in the sky compared to grains of sand on the beach. But he'll speak on that, and I've been saying that for years and years, and I got that from him. So this was an older one, and that's why I say he changed in his new Star Talk, where now it's a joke about those when he really knows.
We're made of the most common ingredients there are. And our chemistry is based on carbon. Carbon is the most chemically active ingredient in the entire periodic table. If you were to find a chemistry on which to base something really complex called life, you would base it on carbon. Carbon is like the fourth most abundant ingredient in the universe. Isn't that rare? You can make more molecules out of carbon than you can all other kinds of molecules combined. So if we ask ourselves, are we alone in the universe? It would be, in spite of my diatribe about UFOs, I tell you in the same breath that it would be inexcusably...
See? And that's where he explains it. He says his diatribe of UFOs, because he doesn't believe, and I just do not believe that. I don't believe it, you know.
Egocentric to suggest that we are alone in the cosmos. The chemistry is too rich to declare that. The universe too vast. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand in all the beaches of the world. There are more stars in the universe than all the sounds and words ever uttered by all humans who have ever lived. To say we're alone in the universe. No, we haven't found life outside of Earth yet. We're looking. haven't looked very far yet. Galaxies this big, we've looked about that far. But we're looking. And how about life on Earth? How is it hard to form? Just because we don't know how to do it in the lab doesn't mean nature had problems. So it may be, given that information, that given the right ingredients, which are everywhere, life may be inevitable, an inevitable consequence of complex chemistry. If that's the case, we look around our own solar system, we look at Mars. All the evidence suggests that Mars was once a wet, fertile place, an oasis. There are dried riverbeds and floodplains and river deltas and meandering rivers. It's all bone dry now. Something bad happened on Mars. Some knobs got turned in its environment that left it the way it is right now. Some bad knobs got turned on Venus, too. Runaway greenhouse.
See, and that's what I mean by when I speak on when we started seeing UFOs. Something bad happened on Mars. Mars effed up their whole planet. He says Venus as well. When it comes to that nuclear and what we doing now, as many fires we having, the droughts, you know, can't predict it, but another 100 years, 200 years.
You saw the clip on that. 900 degrees Fahrenheit on Venus, some knobs got turned there too. People say, why spend money up there when we spend it? Because up there we might learn about down here, okay? I don't want a runaway greenhouse effect here. Venus is the best example in the solar system of a planet gone bad. Let's learn about that first. So, it turns out we learned that asteroid impacts, when they hit, can cast rocks in their surrounding areas into space with escape velocity.
Vibing, I sure gotta hurry up and get some moderators around here.
So they never come back to the planet from which it was launched. If Mars was wet and fertile before Earth was, as all evidence suggests, and if Mars had life before Earth had life, it is possible for there to have been bacterial stowaways in the nooks and crannies of the rocks that were cast into space. There's some hardy bacteria that we already know exists on Earth. Survives extreme temperatures, pressures, freeze-dried, reconstituted, radiation. The hostile environment of space would be nothing to some of these bacteria. It may be that life on Earth was seeded by bacterial stowaways on rocks that were cast free from Mars. This is a plausible scenario that's called panspermia, the transference of life from one planet to the next. If that's the case, that makes all of us descendants of Martians, that I wanted to alert you in advance. Now, let me give you a disturbing thought. A fascinatingly disturbing thought, and we'll leave you on that note. If you look at our closest genetic relative to human beings, it'd be the chimp.
Now, this right here is some crazy shit that he's about to say. But if it's true, is the reason why I can't understand that he doesn't or won't say that they coming to see us. He doesn't believe in UFO. I don't know what he believes in, but he has to believe that something can get to us and is getting to us by what he says right here. And it's so crazy if you got to really listen to it.
Chimpanzee. We share like 98+% identical DNA. We are smarter than a chimpanzee. So let's invent a measure of intelligence that make humans unique. Let's say intelligence is your ability to like compose poetry, symphonies, do art, math, and science, let's say, okay? Let's make that as the arbitrary definition of intelligence for the moment. Chimps can't do any of that. Yet we share 98, 99% identical DNA, okay? The most brilliant chimp there ever was maybe can do a little bit of sign language. Well, our toddlers can do that. Toddlers. So, here's what concerns me deeply. Deeply. Everything that we are that distinguishes us from chimps emerges from that 1% difference in DNA. It has to, because that's the difference. The Hubble telescope, that's in that 1%. Maybe everything that we are that is not the chimp is not as smart compared to the chimp as we tell ourselves it is. Maybe the difference between constructing and launching a Hubble telescope and a chimp combining 2 finger motions as sign language, maybe that difference is not all that great. We tell ourselves it is, just the same way we label our books optical illusions. We tell ourselves it's a lot. Maybe it's almost nothing. How would we decide that? Imagine another life form that's 1% different from us in the direction that we are different from the chimp. Think about that. We got 1% difference and we're building the Hubble telescope. Go another 1%. What are we to they? We would be drooling, blithering idiots in their presence. That's what we would be.
Did y'all really catch that? And I've said it on here on the Back of the Moon series a few times. What if there's something out there that our technology, and basically what he's saying is our technology as a human race is only 200, 300 years in advancement. Even a few thousand years from being the ape or how they ever started it. But our technology is really only 200, 300 years in advancement. What if there's something out there that got 1,000 years in advancement compared to us? That's what he's basically saying.
They would take Stephen Hawking and roll him in front of their primate researchers and say, well, this one is like the most brilliant among them because he can do sort of astrophysics in his head. Oh, isn't that cute? Little Johnny can do that too. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, in fact, Johnny just did that. Let me get it. It's on the refrigerator door. Here he is. He did it in his elementary school class. Think about how smart they would be. Quantum mechanics would be intuitive to their toddlers. Whole symphonies would be written by their children, and like I said, just put up on the refrigerator door the way our pasta collages are on our refrigerator doors. So the notion that we're going to find some intelligent life and have a conversation with it? When was the last time you stopped to have a conversation with a worm? Or bird? Oh, well, you might have had a conversation, but I don't think you expected an answer, all right? So, we don't have conversations with any other species on Earth with whom we have DNA in common. To believe that some intelligent other species is going to be interested in us enough to have a conversation? They'll look at our Hubble telescope and say, oh, isn't that quaint? Look at what they're doing. So I lay awake at nights wondering whether simply we as a species are simply too stupid to figure out the universe that we're investigating. And maybe we need some other species, 1% smarter than we are, for which string theory would be intuitive, for which all the greatest mysteries of the universe, from dark matter, dark energy, the origins of life, and all the frontiers of our thought would be something that they would just self-intuit. I'm jealous of that possibility because I want to be around for those discoveries.
Did want your comment.
See, and so that's what he basically said. You know, well, shout out to Neil Tyson. I just, like I say, I don't think that he's letting it actually be known that there are coming to us. I think that's what he basically says it as, why would they come to us? We're nothing. Their technology is high, and I think that's the reason they are coming to us. They coming to see if we gonna F this planet up. If you say Mars was like that, you think they probably had UFOs and all that mysterious coming to check out that planet as well. I don't think our planet just messes up where our planet is with the moon, the sun, and all that. I think it's a whole galaxy that spins around each other. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'll roll with it. Like I say, I got a few videos after this. This dude is from NASA. I just want to show this little clip. That the dude from NASA is basically saying he believes. I mean, you can't go with everybody. I understand that. But if he's got that NASA logo behind him, whether you think they BS or not, he's not saying that he didn't seen them or anything like that. He just basically saying there's that possibility. And that's the only reason I put this little Bill Nelson on, speak on that.
On what you think the fighter pilot saw. I think most people saw that 60 Minutes piece, and there were a lot of newspaper pieces about whether or not it was Russia or China, or perhaps more likely some extraterrestrial intelligent beings. What is your theory? What you've heard a lot of options. Which one do you think is the most credible, if you can choose?
Larry, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know this, that my personal opinion is that the universe is so big, and now there are even theories that there might be other universes. And if that's the case, who am I to say that planet Earth is the only location of a life form that is civilized and organized like ours? But I'll tell you what that makes me think. I better be a better steward of what we have, because we're messing it up. And we're messing it up just the way we're treating each other. And so I know what my mission is: to be a better steward of this planet.
Whoa.
And be a better citizen of planet Earth. But are there other planet Earths out there? I certainly think so, because the universe is so big.
And of course, Einstein believed in parallel universes. So that's good enough for me if Einstein believed in it. And he inspired a lot of Rod Serling's Twilight Zones. So.
Yeah, I was just talking about that Twilight Zone. What's up with your Kev Mac? What's up with your baby fake Losa? Appreciate y'all coming in. Just getting into this. Got a few videos of things in the sky. Like I say, man, shout out to Neil Degrasse Tyson, man. He does speak well. He's an astrophysicist. He got the vocab. I just don't think, personally, I don't think he's telling the whole truth of it. I mean, he says it, but why? How can you not believe the same thing that's coming out your mouth? If we're 1%, or something can be 1%, and when he says that there's no reason to come visit us, I think that's wrong. I think that it's not right. I don't believe that. I think they know we fucking this planet up. that's why we're seeing more and more of them in our skies. And I got videos to go. We're going to get into a couple. This one, I think it was a German or something on the spaceship.
Fue algo impactante. Abrumador.
I don't think y'all caught it. So they're going to slow it up, put a little circle around it. I appreciate that, Yaya. If it's Yaya, yeah. It's going to be a little circle. Right behind his head. Yeah, they showed that a few. This one was in England. It just looked like a rock just spinning in the air. And it's crazy because it basically looked like a balloon or something. And what's crazy is, I want to cut it off because there was a noise in it. I got some, shout out to my nigga Kev Matt. Congratulate on that 100K. You know what I'm saying? Shit, for me to get there, I got 99,810, homie. And I get my plaque. Don't trip. I'm going to keep this shit going. But I got some back of the moon footage of some structures that was in NASA's files of structures on the back of the moon. But that's at the end. You're going to have to wait. I got a couple of these videos.
There's a triangle, something right there. Triangle right back here. Or is that three birds?
The hell? That's what I need to get on my telescope back here is the infrared. You can see a whole, bunch of stuff with that infrared.
Or is that three birds? Right behind us.
That's what they got, the infrared, and got a laser on it. And, go back to Neil Degrasse Tyson. He said that planes don't get it. This is coming out of pilot. Film this in the sky. So planes are seeing them a lot. But I don't think he spoke on the Blue Book. And that was a book that they used to give to pilots and that was seeing so many different sightings. They could go to that Blue Book. I think they canceled the Blue Book. So pilots either gotta say they didn't see nothing or hope the airline or whatever don't say that they crazy and they can't fly no more. That's probably why they don't speak that much on it. In this, I put in here, man, you got to trip off these clouds in here. Now I understand people will say, man, them is just clouds. But look how massive these particular clouds are. It don't make any sense.
Bueno, a las 6 de la mañana 22 minutos podemos apreciar una nube con una extraña forma.
Now it may be just a coincidence,
Esto es
but
facatativa. Ahí pueden apreciarla ustedes.
you can't even say it's rain coming out of that.
Bueno, a las 6 de la mañana 22 minutos podemos apreciar una nube con una extraña forma. Una extraña forma de platillo. Esto es facatativa. Ahí pueden apreciarla ustedes. Opinen ustedes.
Now I want you to trip off this cloud. You got to really look at it hard. It and only the one that's like right in front of him is the only ones that's moving. All the rest of the clouds, all of them, with all the wind, they probably all got the same wind. None of the other ones are moving. Yeah, hit that like button one time for me, even if you just run in here and run out. Just hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Got a lot of this weird in the skies UFO type shit coming. And the people that speak about it, they need to be truthful. They need to be a little more truthful about it. Because people are seeing them. More and more people are seeing them. Yeah, but you see how that cloud is just moving away from the other ones? You know, and that's what Neil Dyson was saying, their technology. Oh, I meant to say, you know it, cowboy. It's going to take a little time. I'm not tripping now.
This is Scott of ET Database.
And this is my dude Scott, ET Database. He speaks on it, so he says it a little better than what I could say, because he's the one that got the pictures from NASA. You can still go on their website and see the same pictures. I've been on there. He just has a little more detail. He put a little more work into me just seeing them. Because some of the spots you can't see. And he brings them out. So I'll let him speak on it. And just point it out to you. But this is on the back of the moon. And it's in NASA archives.
What we're looking at is Giordano Bruno crater on the dark side of the moon. And this is a close-up of something found in the crater. I can't place what it is. I could only guess that it looks like it could be a crashed vessel, a building that was very, very ancient and tipped over. Now it's so shiny, this part of it can't even be photographed. Okay, we've talked about the white ceramic buildings, and this is one of them. But it's been broken open, and you can see these right angle walls right here, these walls. And these walls are huge. They really are. Now if I zoom out, you can kind of see that this is a screenshot, but the original photo is actually 250 megabytes. So I'm just showing you the screenshot at the moment because it's just a little bit less laggy. But what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Do you think it's just a rock? Do you think it's nothing? Coincidence that these two giant rooms, it looks like rooms right here, have these walls. Is it possible that this was a structure and it was broken in half and the piece rolled off? If structures are made on the moon and let's say they were abandoned a million years ago, 5 million, 50 million years ago, 100 million years ago, they probably sustained quite a bit of damage. Earthquakes, volcanoes, or whatever happens on the moon. But this looks to me like a alien structure. Here's another structure. It's a black object that appears to have crashed, made a little crater here, and it looks like it slid all the way through here. So you can see where it slid, and you can see this black object right here. And it looks more like it landed than was a meteor or something. So let's take a screenshot of that, drop it in, and let's look at a close-up of that object.
See, that's the type of shit I gotta get down a little better. That's why I like dude right here. Y'all need to check out his channel, man. Cause he gets those same NASA. I was trying everything I could to do the same thing to bring the picture into a. Man, they keep hitting me. Boy, I got the trolls in here like I'm for show. But anyway, you see this, Kev? It's on the back of the moon now. I don't want to hear no more clowning. You got to check this out.
Is the object right there. It's pretty awesome. You can see, oh, cancel that. It's pretty focused. Okay. But whatever the object is, it's really unusual, and it created a very long sliding hole along it where it crash landed and came to a stop right here in this white area, which is kind of unusual. Okay, here's another photograph. It looks like it has some objects inside of it, and you will also see that there is kind of more objects down here. But
well, I'm gonna need to get rid of
this is
their
what
ass.
I'm looking at right here. It's almost like a ship has been cracked open like an egg, and what you see is two huge metallic buildings coming out. What the hell are we looking at, guys? Really, what is that? Honestly, can you see this? What we're looking at is this big white object which looks like the outer skin of a ship, and it's so reflective. It must be very shiny. But look at these objects inside. I mean, this almost looks like a tugboat or something right there. And this thing has arms and tubes going around. See if I can sharpen that. I'll lose some resolution, but can you see anything? Is there a difference? Not really much there.
That's crazy. But it shows the stretch across the moon where where whatever that is came down. It's not a meteor, because look at all the rocks around it. I mean, them is all small. All of a sudden, it's big.
Alright guys, these are really tiny in this photograph, so I'm just trying to point these objects out. Like I said, this looks like a big outer skin of something like a ship, and appears to have been broken off, and these two structures are coming out. Maybe two mini ships inside of the big ship. Who knows what it is we're looking at, but whatever it is strange. It is strange. And there's some other objects like down here, really odd. Some of them look like rocks, but some of them like this, it's a head scratcher, man. I really don't understand what this could be, other than two ships coming out of another ship that landed or is broken or something. but it doesn't look like it's broken with this edge, does it? The edge looks rather normal, like it had opened up. Okay, and there might be something here too. What is that? Let's sharpen it and look at this object. Can't see it very well there. You can kind of see these two objects better though. Hard to tell. Let's go to the next object I found in this Bruno crater on the moon. What we're looking at is in the upper left-hand corner right here. It is another skin of a ship or something with a black object coming out.
See, he just makes my point about why I say we won't go back to the moon. Because they know they were seeing things just like he's showing on the NASA pictures, which they're not telling us. There's probably a lot of things on that other side, that dark side. That's a good stop-off point for anything to get before it gets to our planet. They want to do anything, they could just go to the moon and send anything to our planet. Just make a stop there. We didn't want to go there and see what was really going on in that, when they started seeing buildings and whatnot. And like I say, I just like how he breaks down these same pictures that are on NASA's website, but he breaks it down real good.
See how big I can make that. Now, can you see that? The white is a shiny skin of like a garage or a ship that had landed, and there's another object, a black object coming out. Let me sharpen this a little bit. Maybe it will. Nope, doesn't help at all. I keep trying though, don't I? I keep trying. But there's a black object coming out of here. So it looks like they had garages or ships that had landed and was carrying other ships, and these objects tried to get out, but apparently just stopped and were left there forever. Probably abandoned, like I said, for millions of years. I mean, who knows how old these things on the moon are? But that is strange, isn't it, guys? Right there. Here's another object that looks like a building itself.
I posted Cowboy, but I don't understand what you're saying. Isn't in the what? In the core of the mind dense? I don't get it, but yeah, I thought I had to get to a certain amount of subscribers for moderators or whatever. I've tried, but I'll get there. Until then, I keep my eyes open in the chat for any crazy shit. The moon. All right, Miss 702, we'll holler at you. You have a good one. Inside the moon dense. I think I understand what you're saying, but oh, okay. I got to go through YouTube. That's probably what I was trying to do, go through StreamYard. All right, I'll have to check that out. Good looking. Do you mean that these are in the moon dense? That's why their color makes it look like it's something it may not be? It's just crazy that you can find so many different anomalies like that on the backside of the moon. But like I said, he got some good pictures. I thought they was good.
Or a crashed ship nosedived and just got partially buried here. But it doesn't seem to be natural to me. Now there's a little bit of doubt in my voice, of course, because it's hard to tell. Look at its covering. It looks like it's been through hell and back. Um, but in some ways, it sort of looks like a building or structure also. Let me try to zoom in best I can here. We got two objects back here, and don't think it was related to any of this. I'm going to try to sharpen and see what happens. Didn't work on the others, but might work on here. Brings out, oh, look at that. There's another wall over here. I didn't see that back there. Okay, so sharpening brought that small detail out. But whatever this object is, it is extremely confusing and baffling. It doesn't look like a building, doesn't look like a ship, but yet it looks like it was constructed for a purpose. What is this small little triangle thing down there? There's so much.
It is big.
It's mostly the big edge. That
That was a ship.
Tangles.
There was one other one. Here it is. That more looked like two buildings. The other ones were good, but this one,
Programmed to recognize them very well. But if you look at them, you can see this dark entranceway right here. And you can also see down here this fork, this Aquaman kind of fork archway. Can you see the archway here? It's like McDonald's or something. Okay, a big M. And it has this giant, huge opening there. So this is a building, and it has a little bit of artistic structure to it, which is rare. I don't see that much in these structures, but it is kind of interesting. Let me sharpen it a little bit. Did it help again?
Okay.
Don't do that. Let's try to deepen it a little bit. That doesn't help either. What about dehaze? Dehaze? Dehaze. No, but you can kind of see the curvature of the structure a little bit better, but let's put it back to original.
because the pictures
And you see
aren't in
there's an
color.
inner wall
I don't
that,
know.
is kind of broken, or maybe it's supposed to be that way. But that's as big as I can get that one. However, there's two structures here. I should ignore the other one. The other structure, I don't know. These just look like big black rocks next to it. Or maybe that's the end of the structure, and they just decided to go with that look. But what do you guys think of these? I mean, at first glance, they look like rocks. But then when you begin to focus on the details, it just makes your mind go, what the hell? I mean, really, it's like, wow. I mean, these are huge. And it's on the dark side of the moon, guys. The dark side. Of course, we can't see that side. That side never turns to Earth. It never does, for a specific purpose. I did not add anything to this photo. It's just naturally this bright because these are white material structures or rocks around. But what I'm looking at is this huge tubular object in the top. Can you see it? And it's right here, this long tube, and it looks like it's broken here with a smaller tube going down. But look at the opening. This black area is the opening of the tube. And something, again, is coming out, and there's two huge, like, windows here as the front nose is raised. Apparently, the people who left in such a hurry that a lot of their ships are only halfway out of their hangars, if that's what they can be called, because I don't know, garages, buildings, I don't know what they're called. But a lot of these have buildings or ships hanging partially out of these structures. So it looks like they left in a big hurry, and that this destruction we see, it might not have been an occurrence.
Yeah. So those was a few little pictures. Like I say, I like dude. He speaks pretty good about those pictures that's on the back of the moon. Like I say, they're on the NASA website. Yeah, I've been on here for an hour and 20. It was fun. Those was my little pictures. Hold on, let me shout out to my little niggas. Play some of that shit real quick before I get up out of here. Hope y'all like the little see if I can get this. Hold on.
Feeling kind of light right now. Yeah. 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 Want this, my nigga? Want this, my nigga? Alright. Yeah, rough, rugged, and raw is how they label me. Solid as a maple tree. Finger on the trigger, and the best is what I'm aimed to be. Bros let away my swag, represent me shamelessly. Get them little trash, that's what these motherfuckers say to me. Like a loogie from God, I spit it so gracefully. Already at the finish line, so boy, they ain't no racing me. Talk behind my back because these niggas scared of facing me. I come through with 120 G's like a Station 3. But I'm trying to keep it humble, stay about the agency. Switch from making shots to calling shots like a referee. Still ain't found the reason why these niggas choose to hate on me. But like a baby with a full diaper, they ain't changing me. Cause when the smoke clears, and it will soon, trying to be the last nigga standing in the room. Like King Tut, I rep my hood till I reach my tomb. Cold like ice cubes, but still hot like fresh bullet moons. Look like the ocean with me and my niggas fill the room. Like the recycling center papers, what I consume. Nothing to prove, still hustling and we on the move. West Coast, nigga, ain't nothing changed but the smoke. They say you always lose riches when you chasing them bitches, but you never lose bitches when you chasing them riches. We barracudas in my pond and oh so vicious. It's nothing to us, we click clack like Lolo switches. Every day is like a holiday. Niggas still unemployed, tired of skinny jeans, a little tragic, still feel the void. Tag teaming on your bitch, yeah, me and my closest boy. She say I give her more nuts than I almond joy. You know my style, I freak some, but I don't keep some. Lyrics like alarm clocks for all you niggas still sleeping. Nowadays they treat the game like it's fast food. One day you're here, the next year it's a different dude. Just for the record, I ain't hating, I'm just speaking true. In the end, if I'm here when the smoke clear, it won't be you. Just keep the hating coming, that's what I expect from you. Cali mouthpiece, get in the way and I spit on you. Cause when the smoke clears, and it will soon, trying to be the last nigga standing in the room. Like King Tut, I rep my hood till I reach my tomb. Cold like ice cubes, but still hot like fresh bullet moons. Look like the ocean with me and my niggas fill the room. Like the recycling center papers, what I consume. Nothing to prove, still hustling and we on the move. West Coast, nigga, ain't nothing changed but the smoke we prove. That's just a special one from my nigga A-Class. We still doing it, nigga. Matter of fact, we never stopped. It's hate gang till I hang. No tragic, A-Classic. Yeah. You feel that? Let me get that blunt back, my nigga.
Yeah, that be banging. I got another one too. Yeah, I like them videos, man. A lot of people are getting these UFO, shooting them with their camera. I tell a lot of people, you know, you can't see it if you never look up. If you never look up. This one, when I did, shout out to the homies Whitey the Vet, and Trapaholic Third for doing an interview the other last week. Shout out to all my Pomona niggas. You know what I'm saying? S with it. Got to get a few more on. We're gonna have that little get down with some more of my homies on here, man. Get a little Pomona conversation going. I want to play this one with why I Need a Vet was here, man. It's got some. Let me see if I can. I'm getting used to this share screen shit.
You know, just that shit. Make you count your blessings.
I ain't been doing nothing but drinking and thinking, yeah.
Just sit back, thank God.
Since you've been away.
Sometimes you gotta do that, you know? Just reflect. Worse.
Can you see that I can need you love?
It's that grown folks music. Mama might like this one.
I had a dream about Lil Jab. He said I'm proud of you cuz keep spitting facts. Watch the homies though, they ain't got your back. Smile in your face, waiting for your collapse. But it ain't their fault, they just been raised wrong. That's why I try to show them truth in every song. Damn, I know. Seems like the line like blindsided to go. Doing show after show, kinda hard to lay low. Homies I kicked it with, we don't kick it no more. I try to show my looks a new, better way of living. Grind for what you want, nothing in this life is given. I'm praying for giving, for all my sinning. Misled your children, broke hearts of good women. I was in OT when my grandma died. Hope she put in a good word to the Most High. Just let this ride out.
Yeah. It's that shit that hit your soul, man. Feel it. No, look.
Try not to go broke, so watch your step, you never know how far I go. But I try to keep my composure, go with the flow of the struggle. Get on my knees and pray and hope that he will bless me and double. But it's a cold world, niggas out here playing for keeps. Niggas hungry, niggas try to make $1 to eat. So what's it gonna be? We slang dope. Niggas rob their own folk. Watch that car now, he rolling by with his window slow. I try, but deep inside it's a war. Trying to control living life, trying not to fall. Going through different obstacles. The road to travel is rough. It's my decision, could have been different, but I was young when I chose it. Now I'm paying for it, can't ignore it. Now I'm older, traveling different route. See families cry when the gun blast rang out. On the streets where we hang out. Same blocks our kids ride their bikes on. Same blocks where we dope selling bus grown.
When you sit back, think about what it could be, and where you at in life. Things, it's really not that bad.
All right, Western Ave. Appreciate you stopping by.
Stay on the hustle. Stay on your grind. Gotta believe.
Yeah, that song be bumping. Had to put the homie Trap on here, man. He got a new CD coming out. 6 songs. We shout out one of his songs on here. A new one off his little CD. 3-Time Charm.
Sucker shit ain't on my watch, bitch. Every day we on the block doing block shit. A nigga really on the block, bitch. A nigga really on the block, bitch. Sucker shit ain't on our watch, bitch. Every day we on the block doing block shit. A nigga really on the block, bitch. A nigga really on the block, bitch.
Ain't no suckers on my block, nigga. I'm not an
hot boy, but I'm real hot, nigga. R.I.P. Tupac, we still pouring liquor. On our block, down for bricks to get our funds bigger. Watch him pay them full, tryna be that nigga. Watch his small face, I'm gon' be that nigga. Big Tookie, R.I.P. that nigga. And we still getting money from the trap, nigga. I'm really out on the block, I'm out of rap, nigga. And if you question that, we can scrap, nigga. I'm like a block guard, I always come strapped, nigga. Choke a nigga out until he double tap, nigga. A real one, put him on the map, nigga. This real life shit, real life facts, nigga. Yeah. So a nigga tryna get it up. Block boy on the block, so we live it up. Sucker shit ain't on my watch, bitch. Every day we on the block doing block shit. A nigga really on the block, bitch. A nigga really on the block, bitch. Sucker shit on our watch, bitch. Every day we on the block doing block shit. A nigga really on the block, bitch. A nigga really on the block, bitch.
Oh, what happened? I don't know, it cut it, shut it out. What's up, ZG? Appreciate you coming in here. Yeah, that block be bumping. Yeah, I want to bring in, got a couple more little UFOs that come off. This dude has a site, UFO Sightings Daily. He gets a lot of them in. I'm trying to get some in. I got my little email out there to get some sent to me. Right now, I'm not getting them. He's getting them, so I'm going to show his. Support his channel as well if you want to see different UFO sightings or pictures, videos. I think he posts almost every couple of days. Let's see if I can get this one in. This happened like I think about 3 days ago. And it's a lot of those with the three, like a triangle. He had another one that came out. I wasn't able to set it up. What the hell? There was a couple more videos. One, it was crazy with this volcano. I wasn't able to set up in the screenplays that I did earlier tonight. But this one was real crazy because this thing is flying in the hot lava like it's nothing. Let me see if I can get it up here. You see it's basically in slow motion. You see it coming out the right hand side. Keith Kloss, what's good with you? Top of the morning, man. That's right. Appreciate you coming in. But this video was crazy to me. Because it flies like basically straight into the fire. Now you can say, oh, well, that's a meteor, but wouldn't it have something coming from behind it? Said, how about them Raiders? Yeah, so that's that video is pretty crazy. Like I say, dude has a few of them that I wasn't able to put onto my. I wasn't able to put onto my little video tour. Then they had one that was in Tokyo. I wonder if this video will play. But this was in Tokyo. That somebody filmed. I think this happened like maybe 2 days ago. And they're just filming it. Can you see the little black things? It's a bunch of little black things in the sky. Yeah, see, that was crazy to me. All them little black things in the sky. What's good with you, Keith Kloss? How you living out there? Still loving it? I'm sure you are, man. See if I can get some more the homies' music's on here, man, while we're just chilling. What you say, Keith Kloss? See, I had some more videos, what I was trying to get to. That was weird. Another USO, which is considered a water one, but I don't know where that video is at. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I was definitely gonna try to find them. The USO ones are weird, but I guess anybody that talks about the sky really can't speak on the ocean. That would have to be an oceanographer or something like that. I think I seen a map though of some of the deepest oceans. I have to get that and bring it up. Can you imagine what's at the bottom of the ocean? Places we can't get to. What they need to do is come up with some kind of way to turn that. For California and Nevada and Arizona, they're going to need some of that seawater in a minute. About a good 20, 30 years. As fast as we draining water, yeah, they're going to have an ability to use some seawater. But it's fun. I don't have no pictures, man. I'm going to have to do a little more organizing and get my UFO shit together. I just really want to speak on Neil deGrasse Tyson and what he's not saying about UFOs, but he's actually saying it, but he's not admitting that he knows something has visited us, even though he knows that their technology is 10 times, or as he says, 1%. If we're 1% of an ape, what if something is 1% us? Their technology would be extraordinary. They would definitely have the ability or the capabilities to get to us. We can't get to him. He basically said it within his last conversation when he said we've only explored, if our universe is this, we've only explored no more than my fingernail, if that. We've explored nothing in our universe. We can't get there. We don't have the technology. We're still sending robots to Mars. When people probably pass Mars, is just getting to us. They have a way to turn 20 light years into less than nothing. That may be a way of expanding the universe, or as they say, with a straight line. If you take a piece of paper and go from point A to point B in a straight line, but you bend that paper in half, what if they have the ability to bend space? We don't know that. It may sound crazy, but Star Trek and all them was doing it in the movies. Okay, that's just a movie thing. What if it was partially true? Just a tad bit true. As Neil Dyson say, what if they just 1%? If they 2 or more, we ain't as smart as we think. But that's enough for me. I almost went an hour and 45 minutes, man. Next time on the Back of the Moon series, man, I have more content. Go a little longer. It's a Tuesday night. Most people got to get up, do their thing in the morning. Shout out to all my promoting niggas, man. Free my nigga Yahui, Huff, Lil Dre, Big D Capone, Dead Eye. You know what I'm saying? Catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.